Hello, my name is David and I'm going to quickly take you through accessing the MYEPAD document for the first time, how you can access it, where you can access it, and saving it so it's available for your assessment and things going forward into the future. Now, this process is only something you need to do the very first time that you access it, so you only need to follow this through and do it once. So here I'm on the BSc Nursing September 2019 organisational site. So it should be that you're enrolled on this site and you should be able to find it on Blackboard. And once you've opened that site, it should look a little something like this. If it doesn't, that's not the end of the world. Changes may have been made to the site since I recorded this. So under the Placements tab, you'll find that you've got a menu item called MYEPAD Practice Assessment, and if you click on that, it should open up this page here. So you've got two links, one to your personal learning space, Pebble Plus, and this is where you will start your portfolio. And the MYEPAD itself, this is where you will complete all of your work, where you will collect all your evidence, where you will upload it, and it's this personal account where basically you get to keep this as an account for life when you leave, and everything in it you get to take with you as well when you complete. The other link is the Atlas Workspace link, and I'll go into that in more detail at the end of this screencast, and that is where you can go to see your submission and this is where you'll be able to see the MYEPAD from the perspective of exactly how any assessor or placement supervisor or practice assessor how they can see it, because that's how they will access it. So again, accessing it for the first time, we'll click on this, the Personal Learning Space Pebble Plus, and if you wait long enough, it normally waits to open in a new window, and eventually, there we go, it comes up with that message, and then you've got a button that you can say open in a new window. So click on that, and then this is the PebblePad homepage. I'm not going to take you through this now, there's other resources that can take you through that, but what you're wanting to go to is your resources. So the first time you're accessing your MYEPAD, and only the first time, you will access it through your resources. So if I click on resources, so I've got this message down at the bottom. This is all part of the help. I'm just going to close that for now to move it out of the way. And in these resources, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Now, obviously, I have a lot more options. But what you're looking for is you'll be looking for your MYEPAD. It'll be called MYEPAD September 19 or something along those lines. And when you click on it, it will open up the MYEPAD eventually. So once it's finished loading the MYEPAD, it is a large document, so the first time that you open it, it might take a while, but it shouldn't take this long every time. It's usually quite a lot quicker. Right, so once it's managed to load, say it can take a little while, it'll come up probably with this message here about auto sharing. So as it says, this resource has been set to auto share in response to a workspace when saved. All changes made will be reflected in the workspace. So that basically means is because when you're opening it for the first time, it's going to exist in your Pebble Plus account exactly where you are now, but it will also be shared to that Atlas site and this sharing is so, like I say, assessors, practice assessors, and only people with that should be able to access it, that you've given permission to access it, will be also able to see it. And you're just confirming that you agree to that. So if you're happy, you tick the box and click continue. So it's quite likely you'll then be given a box, well, this box about saving your work. Now, one of the things about MYEPAD, it doesn't auto save your work. So do remember on a regular basis to save it, because it is online. So if your internet goes down or something like that, anything that you did since your last save will be lost. It doesn't auto save it. It does give you a reminder, so if you do quite a bit of work and you forget, it will at the top of the screen, it will remind you to save. So this box will come up as a reminder all the time, unless you tick that box there. You don't have to, but you can. But it will save it popping up all the time, and it say, okay, got it. It will then let you see your practice document. So again, this isn't going to take you through, this screencast isn't taking you through your practice document as a whole and how to complete it, but just how to access it for the first time. So in the name box, you can put your name, first time, and then you can hit save. So up at the top left hand corner, you've got a save button. Okay. Now that you've saved it, it should be that it is available as part of the assessment. So up on the in your browser up at the top, and you've got all the tabs, it should be that you've got your tab where you can go straight back to the organisational site here, and let me show you part of the process. So like I was saying, we've got this this workspace, this Atlas workspace, so we can check that it's been shared to the right place. And to do this, we click on this Atlas link, the Atlas workspace. Okay, and again, it can take a few moments while it thinks about this. And again, it will probably come up with the message at the top. Yep, I'm going to click open in a new window. So as you can see now, now that it's loaded, you can't see just at the top of the screen. You can see that there's an about, submissions and resources. The key one is submissions. So you should now be able to see your MYEPAD in here. Again, you can see there's a progress tracker. You can see here in the percentage of progress that's been made. Again, if anything gets graded, you can see it here, and you can also see if there's any feedback. But if you click on the title, I'm going to click on the title. Sorry for all these waits. You can see here it's opened up my practice assessment document, and you can see here that it's got my name in, so that has been successfully shared for assessment. That means everything is set up exactly as I should. Now I'm just going to now nip back to the workspace tab where I hit save. Just going to, so I've just in the top left hand corner, it's just off the screen that you can see at the moment, there's 3 lines. That's called the burger menu. And I've clicked on that, and that takes you to the main menu of MYEPAD, and I can see I've got the resource store. That's where I took the original copy, and I don't need to go back to that resource store again. What I'm needing to do is my asset store. So everything that you create or save will be saved inside your asset store, and it should be that now inside here you can see your MYEPAD, and you can see along here these symbols. So that will highlight, and you'll see a number next to it if there's any comments left on your MYEPAD. That will highlight if there's any feedback. That would highlight if you shared it with an individual, and that would highlight if you shared it onto the internet, which we don't recommend that you do. and then on the far right hand side here you've got this clipboard with the number 1. That shows that it's been shared for assessment. So only things with that clipboard highlighted, so just the MYEPAD, and this time can be seen for the assessment. If I click on the little eye on the right hand side, you'll be able to see that if I scroll down, it will show me and give you the information of where it's been shared for assessment, so you can check that it's definitely saved and shared to the correct place. That's just if you're having any problems with people being able to see it. So from this point on, when I click on PebblePad, when I go to that PebblePad link, I will go to you'll go to your assets. Always make sure you're in your assets, and that's where you'll find your MYEPAD, and that's where you'll be able to click and continue working on your MYEPAD. So I can now, whatever my student number might be, I can work on that. Again, I can then hit save. Okay, that's great. That's there. My Pebble plus my MYEPAD, and then at any point in time, I can go back to my Atlas. Okay, that Atlas link is where it's shared, and I'm just going to refresh the page, and if I go into it there, and this is just belt and braces, as you can see the numbers now showing. So the Atlas here, this is where the assessors will be able to see your piece of work. This is where they'll be able to complete the assessor fields. That's very important, and it's in your Pebble Plus, which is here. So to be adding lots of confusion, just take it back. So your Pebble Plus, where it is that you will, in your asset star, work on your MYEPAD. So it's all set up. If you've got it and it looks like that, and you're ready to go, and good luck and enjoy your time studying nursing. Thank you very much for watching and listening.